We've got some really interesting news, and this is actually something that I feel like a lot of people are talking about because they want Sony to be a little bit more competitive in this space. And it comes out in such a way that, I'm a little bit conflicted on how this would actually end up working out for Sony. Now, at the end of the day, I feel like Sony is doing things on their own that can lead them to sort of continue to do well in the console space. On the other hand, we have Microsoft fully utilizing something like Xbox Game Pass, which clearly is meant to, I guess, force Sony into doing something similar, right? Like, everybody's assuming that Sony's going to have to do something just like it, put all their first-party stuff in there day and date. A lot of people, on the other hand, it's kind of equally split. Like, I think 50% feel like Sony will do that, and I think 50% maybe that are a little bit more aware realize that Sony can't afford to do that, just due to the fact that right now Sony's making so much money that they're the number one player in video games, and if they were to do that, they would fall off immensely. It would be something that wouldn't be nice to see. The gaming industry could possibly collapse on itself because they wouldn't be making any money, because it takes a long time, if ever, for you to turn a profit doing that style of service. Just look at Netflix and stuff like that. They're losing market cap, market value. They rarely make a ton of profit on a yearly basis, and so big companies like Microsoft can afford to do that. Smaller ones like Sony and Nintendo can't, and we kind of go over that in the past. But this bit of news is something that I feel like is very prudent to talk about right now. Things are heating up this week. I got a feeling this is only the beginning, and I can't wait to get into it. Hey everyone, I'm the Crap Gamer, and of course this is Crap Gamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice a few changes around here, but hopefully that doesn't stop you from giving us a like, and possibly maybe even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you oh so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. I know you guys are busy, family, friends, jobs, school, what have you, but I'm just always so appreciative and humbled that each of you stop by. When you do, please leave a like, because that keeps the content flowing, keeps me invigorated. I know it sounds silly, but really that's the only thing I ask for, and I'm very appreciative of each and every one of you. Thank you so much for just, spending some time with me in my videos and stuff like that. Now, when it comes to this, I feel like what we're seeing is a very interesting sort of change in what Sony's doing and what Microsoft is doing. Now, this is according to some things that are coming out. Now, when it comes to Project Spartacus, this kind of leaked out, and it's a very interesting take on what could potentially happen with this, and whether or not you think it's a good thing, I think really just kind of comes down to us as individuals and us as people. So hopefully you understand what I'm saying. It comes down to the individual as to whether or not you're going to really kind of think this is great. So Spartacus will apparently be Sony's long-awaited answer to Microsoft's Xbox Game Pass system. Now, supposedly, according to this, and this is an insider, and I will link this article because you guys can check it out. One of the great things about all this quote-unquote insider stuff is that nowadays it gets picked up by these sites, and so it's easy to kind of look at and go, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. That's going to be something that's cool that we can see. But anyway, according to this leaker, it will be merging the PlayStation Now service into PlayStation Plus, and to supposedly be more like the Nintendo Switch online service, but better. According to him, along with PlayStation 4 games, 100 PlayStation 1 games will be also available on the service alongside some PlayStation 3 games. Although he didn't bring up any actual numbers of such things on Project Spartacus, PlayStation 2 and PlayStation Portable games will also be coming later to ensure quality. So that's something that I think a lot of people will probably want to kind of talk about. If you guys didn't know, there's a lot of information now coming out that Sony is indeed going to be offering some type of backwards compatibility. Now, what this would mean is I'm not sure if you would actually be able to have backwards compatibility. If it's like Nintendo, I think Nintendo's thing is you pay for the service and then you can play these older games, right? Which is not nearly as good as just being able to play your old games. Right? I mean, that's what people want. So despite all of this news, however, it's currently unconfirmed whether or not players will actually be able to buy legacy games in order to play them away from the service, and has supposedly they've heard rumors of that, but doesn't know for sure. It's also unconfirmed whether or not you'll need to be subscribed to Spartacus in order to buy these games. Big day one releases of huge games like God of War, Ragnarok, and The Last of Us, or any future installments, will also not be part of Project Spartacus. Those smaller indie games will apparently be added. The big games may come at a later time, or Sony might keep them off the service in order to ensure that they get good revenue from people buying them. Whether or not any of this news actually comes true, of course, remains to be seen, especially since all of the things that they say is supposedly an insider, and in order if anything similar to Game Pass is coming from Sony, we'll have to wait for an official announcement. So take everything with a grain of salt, because that's just the way this stuff works, right? Like, just keep that in mind. You know, we need to kind of keep that in mind, that things are always constantly changing, and we're going to continue to see things kind of fluctuate between now and any official announcements and things like that. So how do you guys feel about this, right? I'm really curious. Like, honestly, I don't mean to sound, I didn't mean to do like a dramatic pause, but I'm just curious how everyone feels about this type of situation, because, us as gamers, us as fans, we're all constantly talking about things. We're constantly, disappointed, then we're happy, then we're disappointed. And, these things just kind of come up like this. And we're just all at this particular time just kind of sitting here going, oh, I wonder what they could do. They're going to do something like Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo are three drastically different companies. Like, Nintendo tends to do completely their own thing. They don't give a crap about anybody. You know what I mean? Hey, you guys hate NFTs? Well, we're considering doing some NFTs. Yeah, we like the idea, Oh, you guys like powerful hardware, huh? Oh, well, we're going to make you like the weakest hardware ever. Slap together two Wii U GPUs and call it a day. You know what I mean? Oh, you guys love online service? Well, we're going to make ours super bare bones. You like achievements? Well, screw you. Those came out in 2005, and here we are in 2022, but we're still not going to do it. And you're going to buy our stuff. Hey, you like third-party games like Call of Duty and, Madden and stuff on your console? Well, we don't give a damn about those, so we're not going to put them on there. You know what I mean? That's Nintendo in a nutshell. And then you have Sony, a little bit more traditional, leading the pack, but they're kind of unsure. They're like looking back all the time. It's like in the NFL when somebody's looking back behind them all the time, right? Like, I don't really feel like that's a good spot. If you're a leader, then you lead. And to me, Sony's a little bit more tentative lately than they have ever been, right? Like, the whole 10 games as a service situation comes to mind. You also have, just like this kind of stuff. Like, if you're going to do backwards compatibility, do backwards compatibility. But, at the same time, I just think that a lot of people don't understand that it's something that so many people honestly don't realize, that Microsoft was trying to set themselves up for a future, but it's not guaranteed that that's going to be the future, right? Like, that's the thing that I have to kind of remind people. Like, there's no guarantee that that's going to be quote unquote the future, just because they're doing it. So Sony seems to kind of be trying to follow what Microsoft is doing, and I'm not sure that that's the smartest thing to do. But what do you guys think about this? 100 PS1 games, and which PS1 games, they're like the worst. I mean, honestly, horrible. And, are they adding some kind of trophy system to it? That's the thing that I would love to know. With that being said, I will link this. You guys can check it out. What games would you like to see in the service? And what games would you hope to see eventually at some point? Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day. Rack 'em up. Fact 'em up. Crap Gamer 'em up. Crap Gamer out.